The Porsche 911, one of the most legendary sports cars, turned 60 in 2023. With each iteration, it became faster, more agile, and stylish while maintaining its excellent build quality. The Porsche 911 has been a benchmark for performance driving for decades, and its formula has evolved slowly over the years, allowing Porsche's engineers to create something truly timeless. In this video, I will guide you through the brief history of the Porsche 911. As gearheads, we know that the Porsche 911 is arguably the best all-around sports car on earth for multiple reasons. Some sports cars have a timeless and attractive design that cannot be overlooked or undervalued, and the 911 is no exception. Talking about sports cars, the 911 stands out as a unique model that has stayed true to its original design for over 60 years. Its sleek curves, perfect proportions, and sporty attitude are unmatched by any other car on the market. You might ask, when was the Porsche 911 created, and who was responsible for designing it? The design team led by F.A. Porsche, son of company founder Ferry Porsche, created the first ever Porsche 911. He aspired to create a distinctive two-seater car with an engine positioned at the very back. When traced to its roots, the 911 is related to the original 1930s Volkswagen Beetle with the rear engine layout. The Beetle served as the foundation for the Porsche 356, which was later succeeded by the iconic Porsche 911. There are simply 8 generations of the 911 sports car. Over 60 years, more than 1 million Porsche 911 cars already have been produced between 1963 and 2023. The first Porsche 911 established its fundamental design that endures today. Its sleek profile, fastback shape, and distinctive side windows remain core features. Although time has passed, many things have remained unchanged and still recognizable. The original Porsche 911 was unveiled in September 1963 at the Frankfurt Motor Show, attracting many car enthusiasts with a significant impact on the automotive market. But were you aware that the initial name of the first Porsche 911 model was the 901? Porsche manufactured this series of cars at Wolfsburg Volkswagen plant, which had not yet used the 900 designation series. As a result, the series was named the 901. However, the car was renamed the 911 before its public release in September 1964 due to a naming rights dispute with French carmaker Peugeot, and to this day, the name has become synonymous with success on both road and racetrack. The original 911 had an air-cooled flat-six engine that produced 130 horsepower, accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 9.1 seconds. These numbers were hugely impressive figures for a production sports car at the time. In 1966, Porsche introduced the semi-convertible 911 Targa top with forged alloy wheels from Fuchs. The 911 continued to evolve, getting more and more powerful. 10 years after the original car, Porsche engineers gave the 911 its first throttle makeover. The G model was produced from 1973 to 1989, making it the longest running generation of the 911. It was also the fastest car in Germany and a bestseller. Furthermore, this was an era where the Porsche 911 went racing internationally. The Porsche 911 Carrera RSR 2.8 was the first 911 to wear the RSR badge, having been homologated for racing by the iconic 1973 Porsche 911 Carrera RS. Porsche is famous for its achievements in motorsport, and the 911 got off to a perfect start and became dominant in racing. The 1974 RSR 2.1 became the first turbocharged 911, which created another Porsche tradition. That tradition was the 911 Turbo to hit the streets in the mid-1970s. The introduction of turbocharging technology was a game changer for Porsche, upping their performance capabilities to new heights. The turbocharged 911 was named the Porsche 930, referring to a 260 horsepower 3-liter engine with an enormous ducktail rear spoiler. The next performance jump came in 1977 with the 911 Turbo 3.3 equipped with a charged air cooler. delivering 300 horsepower made it the best version of its generation. In 1988, Porsche introduced the third generation of the 911, called the 964. It was technically different but nearly identical on the exterior and mechanically to its predecessor. The most significant change was all-wheel drive and Porsche's Triptronic automatic transmission as optional for the first time. The 964 introduced 85% all-new features with sportier performance and enhanced comfort. It came with ABS, a Triptronic gearbox, power steering, airbags, and a new suspension. Porsche released the 964 Turbo in 1990 with the 3.3-liter engine producing 320 horsepower. In 1993, Porsche released the 964 Turbo 3.6 with the KKK turbocharged engine producing 360 horsepower. In 1993, the 993 replaced the 964 with a significant overhaul. The remarkable silhouette design was super pleasing to many sports car purists. The 993 quickly gained a reputation for exceptional dependability and reliability. It was the first 911 with a newly designed aluminum chassis. According to Porsche, every aspect of the car was designed from the ground up, even the engine. Not to mention, the 993 Turbo was the first 911 to feature a bi-turbo engine. When a car is labeled twin turbo or bi-turbo, it refers to the motor having two turbochargers. It gave the 993 Turbo the lowest emission standard automotive powertrain in the world in 1995. The hollow spoke aluminum wheels were yet another innovation of the all-wheel drive turbo version. The 3.6-liter engine developed over a remarkable 400 horsepower. The Porsche 993 GT2 attracted sports car purists who love the thrill of high speeds. It was the wildest air-cooled 911, which clarifies why the 993 is so valuable to this day. Porsche built the GT2 to meet homologation requirements for FIA GT2 class racing, which had banned all-wheel drive systems by the mid-1990s. One of the reasons why die-hard 911 fans love the 993 so much because it's the last air-cooled 911 and the styling of the car. In 1997, the main change that the 996 brought was the addition of water cooling. Thanks to its 4-valve cylinder head, the 996 Carrera achieved 300 horsepower and broke new ground in reduced emissions and fuel consumption. It kept all the character of the classic design heritage but was entirely new. The most obvious change was the much talked about fried egg shaped headlights. At first, it was controversial. Some found it hideous. Some found it very unique on the 911. Despite that, the car was lighter, more powerful, stiffer, and featured more sophisticated suspension than its predecessor. With the 996, Porsche launched a whole new series of name variations. The 911 GT3 became one of the highlights of the model range in 1999, keeping the tradition of the GT3 alive. It featured a naturally aspirated 3.6-liter flat-six engine generating 355 horsepower and later bumped to 380 horsepower. The 911 GT3 RS from 2003 was the more extreme track version with carbon ceramic brakes. The ultimate car was the 911 GT2 from 2000, boasting an impressive 477 horsepower. Despite some mixed reviews, the Porsche 996 was a significant step forward for the iconic 911 model and paved the way for future innovations in the series. In 2004, Porsche introduced the 911-997 Carrera, which brought back the iconic rounded headlights that had been a hallmark of the first 911. But the 997 was more than just a stylish update. It also offered extensive options to drivers' preferences. The car was technically similar to its predecessor, but went through two phases. In 2006, Porsche released the 997 Turbo, the first 911 to feature a turbocharger with variable turbine geometry. This innovation reduced turbo lag at low speeds and opened up to prevent excessive back pressure at high RPM. The 997 underwent further improvements in 2009, including direct fuel injection, Porsche's new PDK dual clutch transmission, and a subtle exterior facelift. The 997 was the first 911 to offer an extensive range of models including the Carrera, Targa, Cabriolet, Turbo, GTS, Special Editions, and road versions of GT racing cars. With 24 different model versions, the 997 was a true evolution of the 911, offering drivers distinctive options to customize their driving experience. In 2012, the 991 succeeded the 997 and pursued its predecessor by offering several models throughout its 7-year production cycle. The 991 is the 7th generation of the Porsche 911 that set technological standards. It was larger than its predecessor, with a wider wheelbase, beefier tires, and a sleeker look. The engineers at Porsche focused on intelligent performance, which meant reducing engine size to 3.4 liters with direct injection on the base Carrera model to generate 350 horsepower while lowering fuel consumption. The use of high-strength steel and aluminum also reduced the car's weight. The 991 had 2 generations, with the first running from 2012 to 2016 and the second from 2016 to 2019. The second generation 991.2 introduced new styling, including updated front and rear bumpers, new dual exhaust pipes, and car lights. It also marked the first time the base 911 models had turbocharged engines, with the introduction of the new 3-liter engine for the Carrera models. With the release of the 991.2, Porsche introduced 2 of their most extreme models yet: the 911 GT3 RS with 500 horsepower and the GT2 RS with a whopping 700 horsepower. The 911 Speedster, which boasts a powerful 510 horsepower engine adopted from the GT3, was the last 991.2 model that Porsche launched in 2019. Since 2019, the Porsche 911 has been in its 8th generation, known as the 992, succeeding the 991. The Porsche 992 is much larger than its predecessor and features aluminum body panels. The 992 has a well-defined shape thanks to its iconic bodyline and sleek roof lines. These design elements pay homage to the classic appearance of early Porsche 911s, but with a modern twist. The 992 is the pinnacle of technological advancement in the Porsche 911 series. It features a futuristic interior, a 7-speed manual or 8-speed PDK transmission, and state-of-the-art driver assistance systems. Of course, the 992 model had several versions, including the Carrera, Targa, Turbo, 911 Dakar, GT2, and GT3. More versions of the Porsche 992 are on the horizon. And with that, we've reached the end of our Porsche 911 Evolution overview. Before we wrap up this video, we already covered who created the iconic Porsche 911 and when it was born, so let's dive into some more details. The fastest Porsche 911 at the moment is the 2023 911 Turbo S, boasting a whopping 650 horsepower. This car will fly from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.7 seconds when equipped with the PDK gearbox and Sport Chrono package, and reach a top speed of 205 miles per hour or 330 kilometers an hour. Did you know that every Porsche 911 has been made exclusively in Germany at Porsche AG headquarters since 1963? If you didn't, well, now you know. Lastly, let's talk about size. The original 911 and the current Porsche 911 992 are side by side, and you'll notice a big difference in size. Truly, the newest model is significantly larger in comparison. For many decades, the size of the 911 remains relatively consistent. The gradual increase in length and wheelbase of the 911 has benefited both driver and passenger, providing more space inside the car without sacrificing sports car performance. This balance between performance and practicality has been a hallmark of every Porsche 911 model built since 1963. And ultimately, that's a wrap up for this video. Thanks for celebrating 60 years of the Porsche 911 by watching the entire video. If you did enjoy it, do not forget to click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos to look out for. Until next time, peace out, stay safe, Chris the Radar, out.